So Steve, I've become aware of a couple of friends of mine. They're in new relationships, right? There's two new relationships out there. And just talking to them, like they're very clearly aware that their parents are not the ideal relationships that these young folks want. And and they're just kind of like, all right, we're figuring this out, right? Now here are the stories. Like this month, this issue pops up, and they kind of hash through it, right? And then a month later, another issue comes up, and they hash through it, and they're kind of doing like pursuer avoider stuff, but not in like not really quite working through it. But the honeymoon period makes it easy. Like,
Yeah.
what advice do you got for them?
Oh, geez. Okay, you should definitely buy the Five Secrets thing. I mean, that would be like if I could have one wish, that Five Secrets was like everything I could cram into, into what I'd want, what I want my kids to know, what I'd want everyone to know before going in the relationship. It's the stuff I wanted to know when I got married. Like
Steve,
what it, the,
this is not a commercial. So you want them to know about pursuer avoider dynamics, cycle of relationships, conflict styles, basic communication
attach
patterns,
and attachment windows and
attachment
trust.
and
Yeah,
trust.
yeah. Um, but for the couple in that, in that early stage, I think that, the big thing that you want to be doing in the honeymoon is to find out how to make it better and most importantly, what works.
Mhm.
Okay. So even if you don't get all the way through the issue, if you can kind of go back to it and say, hey, so we had that issue there. What did I do that helped you
Mhm.
kind of get through that process? You know, hey, can I tell you what you did that helped me?
Mhm.
And then just some of that really basic thing of so right now, what do you still need? Like, do you have a sense of what you still need? Because ultimately, that's all we're trying to do in secure functioning. It's kind of like we're taking care of our partner. Often, when we're reactive to stuff, we're operating from our younger brain, so operating from our child brain or our baby brain. So it's like our partner's going like, and what we need is our partner to come and say, "Oh, poor baby, what do you need right now?" And but we have the advantage that we can use our adult brain as well to check afterwards, like, hey, was that a good fit? So in very simple terms, that's kind of the work. And so the challenge is when you don't have particularly good models, that you don't tend to have that internal frame about, oh, well, obviously this is the kind of thing, my partner gets upset, I just move towards her and just give her a hug and say, hey baby, I'm so sorry for upsetting you, you know would you like me to make you a cup of tea?
Mhm.
you know if you haven't seen that, you'd be like, well, it wasn't my fault, I was trying to do that, and so you get defensive, and it it craps out. But if you can, even after you've calmed down, go back and say, hey, like in that moment, was there anything I could have done that might have just diffused it like that? Because I think the one downside that people sometimes have from counseling is they're like, okay, look, yeah, we had a conflict, so we just need to sit down for an hour and process it. Who the hell wants to do that? And when you have children, um, like you don't have time to sit down for an hour staring into one another's eyes, holding hands, all of that. Like that's a gift to the relationship. But if you can do it fast and effectively, and you can remember the things you can do fast and effectively, that makes a difference in my view.